I want to show you a little bit of my favourite extension, which is called JCE, Joomla Content Editor. Before I start, can I just have a show of hands who uses JCE? Okay, almost everybody. So I'm going to ask the same thing at the end of this session. I'm going to ask you the following question. Hands up if you've learned something about JCE that you didn't know today. Okay? Because I don't really want to show you the regular stuff of JCE. I want to show you the stuff that I think is really cool about JCE that maybe you've not come across. Okay. So I'm going to use Joomla 3 for JCE. I'm also so a live demo is always risky. Yeah. Ryan is actually, who writes JCE, is actually sitting on a Skype connection here watching me to see if I make any mistakes. So if I suddenly see this face going like this, I've made a boo-boo. So a live demo is risky, and Ryan wants me to show a really cool new feature of JCE. So I'm showing you a live demo of a beta copy that's not been released yet. Sorry, of a beta copy. Thank you for the translation. Okay. So, I'm going to cross fingers and hope it goes well.
Now, what version of JCE are you using?
So the version of JCE that I'm using is 2.3.3 beta 3, which is not released yet.
Okay.
Yeah. So depending on how well this presentation goes, we'll find maybe it'll be released on Monday. Ryan's shaking his head at me, so we'll see. So okay, so the first thing I want to show, this is the JCE toolbar. This is what it looks like by default. A gazillion icons. Yeah. Because it does a lot more than the default WYSIWYG editor does and stuff like that. Now, just a couple of things to point out. If you want to highlight some text in here, you've got your standard formattings. Now, originally, heading 1 was displayed bigger just as an indicator. Heading 2 was displayed a little bit smaller as an indicator, and so on. It now actually picks up the actual styling from your template of heading 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, so if you actually have them the same size, stupidly I'm using a template that doesn't. But if this one happened to be blue italic, it would show up as blue italic here on the thing. So that's quite cool. Now, first thing I wanted to show you is these ones here. Font family, font size, font color, font background color. Okay. They do not belong on a website, yeah, because you want to be doing it, as I said earlier, in your template and stuff like that. So what we can do with JCE is we can go to the components, and we have different profiles, I'll talk about those later, and we can go to our default profile, and we can go to our features and layouts, and so there's all the icons. Yeah, that's our toolbar. So I don't want font family, so I just drag and drop it away. I don't want font size, drag and drop it away. I don't want those. And I want my image manager to be at the top. So you can really customize the layout the way that you want. Now what you can also do, there's a couple of buttons that people don't really know about usually. And I'm just going to put one of them at the top left, and this one down here I'm going to put at the top right. And then I'm going to save this, save and close, and go back to my article manager. Oh, what's happened? I've only got one row. Right? Because this icon here at the end, its official name is Toggle Toolbars. I call it the kitchen sink. Yeah? Why is it called the kitchen sink? Because when I want access to the other one, yeah, it does the rest. Yeah, so that's really useful because I do want to display tabular data sometimes on my website, and that's a big chunk of icons, but I don't want them all the time there. I don't want it in my way, so I can do that. The other one, it's called full screen mode. I call it concentrate mode. Yeah, which is this one. When I click on this one, you go right there. You've only got the editor on your page. When you're ready to go back, you click and go back. Okay, concentrate mode. Yeah, anyone who's doing serious writing, using any serious writing tools, knows all about concentrate mode, because all the authoring tools that they use, that's exactly what they do. Strip everything away, just let you concentrate on the writing. So that's a couple of things that I love. Yeah, concentrate mode and toggle manager. Now, JCE is a free download, but it also has some add-ons, some plugins, and I want to show you a couple of my favourite plugins. So what I'm going to do, let me just go back. I've already installed a couple of them already, so let me just go to my profile. Oops. Yeah. And I've installed the Image Manager Extended, so I'll put that one in and take the other one out. File Manager and Media Manager. Okay, save and close. And okay, and just put some text in so we can see it. Now, putting images into your website. Yeah. Doesn't matter how many times you tell that client 300 pixels wide. Yeah, don't go and take a photo with your 8 megapixel camera and then upload it and then drag it and yeah, we've all seen that.
Yes.
Okay. So Image Manager Extended, it's thought of that. So first of all, is everyone familiar with this?
Yes.
Okay. Now at this point, I'm going to show one of the things that I don't like about JCE. Which is this screen.
Yeah, really?
Right? Why don't I like it? Because this is Ryan originally is from South Africa. That's south of the equator, where they do everything the wrong way around. So what's the first thing you do in JCE? You select your images.
Yeah. And why is
That's
that
at the bottom.
Yeah.
And then you go up to the top to configure the images, and then you go back down again to the bottom to insert it. Yeah?
It's a little backward.
It's a little backward. Okay, a little backward. Let's fix that. Cancel that.
Oh, you're kidding.
Go to profiles, defaults.
So what we should have is the camera looking at the Skype connection of Brian there. Brian or Ryan?
Yeah. This is the point where I forget where it is.
That's my problem.
Feel free to speak up.
Where's the Brian switch, Ryan? No.
The Brian switch?
Brian wants to know where the switch is, you know?
I forgot.
That it looks like program Dropbox now.
No. Okay, I'll come back to that one later. I've forgotten where it is.
Which is normal for you, right?
Yeah, but trust me, there's an option to switch those around.
We believe you.
Yeah, so, put my text back in. So I want to put those images up. Yeah, so the normal thing is you click on the position where you want the image, you click on the Image Manager. Because I'm using the Image Manager Extended, I've got an extra button here. Yeah, so I can switch from boring list to thumbnails.
Oh.
Okay, that's just a little thing. And if I really want to, I can click on that one to make it wider so I can see more of my images. So if I want to upload my image, you can drag and drop images, yeah, instead of browsing for them if you're using a web browser that supports drag and drop. If you're not using a web browser that supports drag and drop, it won't tell you can drop. So you won't be trying and failing. So let me go to there. And I've got this nice picture of a Ferrari. Right, so I've just dragged it. Now, some of you may notice that there's two options down here called resize and thumbnail. Okay, now they're not ticked by defaults, but we could in the parameters tick them by defaults. And what's going to happen is this image is 1800 pixels wide. Right? But if I tick that box, it's going to create one that's 640 by 480 and upload a 640 by 480 image. Yeah? Now you can have that box ticked by default with your own custom sizes in. So it's ticked by default. Your client doesn't need to remember to resize the image because you've thought of that problem for him and it'll resize it anyway. So I'm going to just tick that one. And I'm also going to tick the thumbnail one. And again, you can do the same thing, customize the sizes, etc. And I'm just going to click upload. So it's actually doing the resizing on my computer, yeah, and then uploading it. So it's only uploaded the resized one, and here it is, and we can see it's 640 by 3140. Yeah, so the client doesn't need to worry about that.
Now the only problem that doesn't work though is if it's a aspect ratio is completely.
Yeah, it's gives you the options.
Okay.
Yeah, and what you can do if you found that it doesn't, you don't like the way that it's resized. What you can do is select the image, and again, because we're using the Image Manager Extended, we can click on this icon down here called Edit Image. And here in the Edit Image box, we can resize it. Again, some predefined sizes with some presets that you might have. Yeah. Or you can put in some manual ones. You can unclick that so that it's not proportional. The user, everybody's done that sort of stuff. I won't go into that. You can crop the image. So if I constrain that to 4:3, that's I don't know if you can see that on the screen. It's,
Yes.
Yeah.
okay. But if I don't like the fact that it's missed off the engine, I can just do that. Yeah, so that's quite nice. I just reset that. Sometimes it's necessary to rotate the image or flip it, and I'm just going to revert to saved. And then there's another tab up here called Effects. Now JCE is not Photoshop. Yeah, I mean it's not pretending to be Photoshop. But if I want this image, and you know what, for my website, color's great, but grayscale is better. Yeah, or I want to be funky. I want a negative image, or black and white, or darken it, or lighten it. Yeah, so you can do all of that within here.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm just going to reverse it to the save one. So that's how you put your image in, and all superb. Now, when I uploaded it, you remember I also ticked the thumbnails option. A couple of reasons for that. One is when it's drawing these, it uses the thumbnail one to draw the thumbnail, so it's not having to scale down the big ones. And you notice it automatically created a folder called thumbnails, and it's put the thumbnail in there. Now, one thing I like to do on a website is I like big images. Yeah, especially this car, I want a really big image of the car, but even at 640 pixels wide, that's taking up a huge amount of my web page. Don't really want that, and not everybody who's reading the page wants to see all the details. So I like pop-ups. Yeah? So I want a small one, click to make it big. Can we do that? Yes, okay. So we selected the big one. We go to pop-ups, we select which type of pop-up we want. I'm using one called JCE Media Box, but you could use Windows pop-ups. There's also Rock pop-ups and WidgetKit pop-ups. So I'm going to select JCE pop-ups. Do I want to use the thumbnail that's associated with the image I selected as the pop-up? Yes, why not? Yeah, say that and insert it. There's the image. Okay, I forgot to do the alignment, but we'll worry about that another time. So I just give it a time ball. Test 1. Let's save that. Let's go to the site. There's the image. Yeah, the 120 size. You probably can't see, there's a little magnifying glass on there. And if I click, really nice.
Very nice.
Okay, now we can take it a stage further than that. Let's go close that. Let's go back to the article. Let's put a second image in down here. Okay, so exactly the same process. Click on the image. Let's upload one. Yeah, cheeky monkeys. Resize thumbnail. Upload. Okay, there's the monkey. Select it. Sorry. They are chimpanzees, you're quite right. Yeah, there it is. Pop-ups. JCE pop-ups. Yes. Insert. Okay, so the 2 images. Save. Go back. Okay, so I've got 2 images. But if I was popping up this one, wouldn't it be quite nice that when this one's pop up, to be able to then navigate to this one in the big size as well? So let's go back. Let's select that one again. Go back to the image manager. go to the pop-ups, put it in a group called Brian. Update it, go to the second one, select the images, go to a pop-up, put it in a group called Brian, update it, save, refresh, click. Okay, slideshow built inside it. Okay, now we can actually go, I'm not going to try to do this one because I want to move on, but we can actually go a stage further than that, and we can actually have 4 images or 10 images all hidden behind the first one. So you click on the first one. You want to see that?
Sure. Does it work with movies and that?
Okay, I'll come on to movies. Okay, so let's go back. Let's just delete the images. Okay, let's go there. Pop-ups. Okay, let's select that one and that one. Pop-ups. Multiple. Yeah, you probably can't see it says multiple image selection there.
You click this button over here, right?
Yeah, you know, the insert the image button becomes a multiple image one because I've selected multiple images.
And is this in the beta version?
No, this has been here for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to again put it in a group called Brian, but I'm just going to scroll down a little bit and I'm going to say hide the pop-up link. So insert, and you can see I've got the 2 images there. Now because I said hide the pop-up link, when I go here, you can't see any images because none of them are marked as the pop-up. So let's go back. Let's just select the one I want to be the pop-up. Just to be unique, I'll do the second one, not the first one. Click on the image thing, go to the pop-up, scroll down, go to hide pop-up link, no. Click update, click save, go back, refresh. There's the second image, and when I click on the pop-up, oh, I forgot to do the gallery bit, sorry. But you can see the 2 images is going to move between.
So it's not just enough to have them all in the group, you do have to bring them into the article?
You select, yes,
Yeah.
you import them all in one go. Yeah. So, there's your gallery. Yeah, pretty easy. Now, someone said about videos. Yeah? How do you get a video into JCE? Yeah? Getting videos from YouTube, you know, it's tricky. It tells you to put this code in. You paste code into a WYSIWYG editor. It doesn't work. You'll switch it off. Yeah, okay, that doesn't work for most clients. I used to recommend a plugin to use to get your content in. And that plugin worked by it said, you've got to take the unique bit of the YouTube URL and just put squiggle brackets YouTube, the unique bit, squiggle YouTube. And that worked. And I thought that was really easy. Because I thought it was really obvious what was the unique part of that URL. Yeah, it began with X and it ended with O. You would think that was the obvious bit. Apparently not. So instead of that, we're going to use the JCE plugin for Media Manager, which is this one over here. It looks like a film strip. So let's just delete these 2. And let's click on Media Manager.
Sorry, Ryan.
Have you broken the Media Manager, Ryan?
Sort of.
Sort of.
Yeah, okay. So
Live demo.
It's live, yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I heard that. Have I got the story? Oh, this one's got beta 2. Does it work in beta 2?
No.
Right, okay. Slash videos.
Not Monday.
Can you see that landscape better?
That Freudian slip there.
Or is that sideways, Ryan?
That's not.
Does he have to turn his head on the side?
Is that okay?
Exactly.
Back up. I was hoping it would switch to landscape.
That's identical, right?
What's that?
I've just deleted it, didn't I? So I did warn you that doing live demos was risky. Can't say you,
Sorry.
Sorry. On a beta, see, okay, so. Okay, so we're back again. I've got a bigger editor. Okay, but there's the button. So let's click on where I want the image to go. Click on the Media Manager. Okay, it works. Yeah, and you'll recognise this before. Browser. Yeah, at the bottom where it shouldn't be. The configuration at the top. Now, obviously, you could use this to present local video, yeah, or Flash or any other media, but I want to use that YouTube video. So what I'm going to do is go to my YouTube page, and I could do a couple of things. I can click on the share and grab that link from there, or I can just copy the URL from there. It's the same. So let's copy the URL.
You don't use embed?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so I go to the website, and I go to where it says URL here. Yeah, notice it still says Adobe Flash. Yeah, don't worry about that. Yeah, just click on the URL and paste in the URL, and then click away. And oh, it changed to YouTube because it recognised it was YouTube.
Yeah.
It's put in some dimensions. It's chosen 425 by 350. That's a configuration option. What you set the default to, I could obviously set it, and you can do your alignments. I'll do left alignments. And click Insert. And you can see it's put a placeholder of that 425 by 350 in your content, so you can see what the layout would be. Let's save it. Let's go to the actual article. There's the article. There's the video. Okay.
I don't think the microphone's on.
If you want to share that video with anybody, it's on my YouTube page. You're more than welcome to it. Which actually brings us to the next part of the JCE configuration, the don't touch. What did I say this morning? If you don't know what it is, don't touch it. Okay, so I'm going to try and be brave and go back to the beta copy, because I've finished with Media Manager, and hopefully that's the only bit Ryan's broken. Let's just close that down. If we go to the JCE editor, a couple of things. We've got a global configuration which lets us set various global things. But we've got editor profiles. This is one of the key parts of JCE. So we can see it comes shipped with 4 profiles: default, front-end, blogger, and mobile. I'm using the default one at the moment, so let's just have a look. When I go into it, we can see that's where I give it its name, its description, it's enabled. Yeah, where's it work? Front end or back end or both? Okay, this is a relatively new feature. What device does it work on? Desktop, tablet, or phone? So you can have different layouts depending on which device it is that's accessing the thing. We'll have a look at that in a little bit. Then we can decide which components you want this particular layout to work on, which user group you want to have access to this one, or if you really want to be unique, you can even assign a specific user to this layout. Yeah, so you can really do whatever you want. But then when you talk about doing whatever you want, let's go to features and layouts. Features and layouts, well, we looked at the toolbar before. I'm sorry that we're keeping you awake, Anne.
Oh, sorry.
It's that comfy chair.
Yes,
Yeah? That comfy chair. Now, some people find that in, not so much in Joomla 3, but definitely in Joomla 2.5, the WYSIWYG editor itself is quite narrow. Yeah, it's not very high. JCE has this field here, width and height. Yeah, so you can set the height to be 800 pixels if you wanted it to be. Yeah, just put it in there, it does it. If you want to move the toolbar to left aligned, or you want to have it at the bottom of your page, you can do that. You can do all that sort of stuff. So So that's quite funky, but then if we go to the editor parameters, you start seeing all the configuration options. Yeah, and there's a lot. Yeah, but again, if you don't know what it is, don't touch it. Now, this one I think is quite fun, quite nice, which is the typography one. So that drop-down menu that we had, that had the H1s and the H2s and everything. Now, I don't want my client to go down and put in heading 4, heading 5, and heading 6. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove heading 4, heading 5, and heading 6 from that drop-down menu. And the other one I want, I've got this one here called article. Yeah, and that one's really important for this specific website. So I don't want it hidden at the bottom, I want it right at the top. So I'm just going to take article and put it up there. So we can do that. So we can start playing around with which elements we want. If you were using the fonts list, which I didn't recommend that you did, you could add extra fonts in there, maybe some Google fonts or stuff like that. Or you could just remove some of the funky ones from the list and keep it all there. And again, on the font sizes one, if you were going to allow that, you can actually customize which sizes you allow. Then we go to the file system, and there's lots of other options. Ah, there it is, the Brian switch folder file browser position. Top. And one day, Ryan, you will listen and make that the default setting. Okay, and there's various other ones in advanced and all the rest of it. And then we go into the plugin parameters, and again, you can go all the way through that. Now, one that I think is quite interesting is if we go into the, so I'm in the Image Manager Extended now, but these same most of these options are in the Image Manager regular one as well. I don't want my client setting margins, yeah, or alignment or dimensions. I can just say no, and it'll disappear from the interface. Yeah, so it's completely gone. They're not going to get the option to change it. They're not going to get scared by wondering what they're supposed to do. Just disable it. So we can do that. We can also prevent them being able to upload things. And basically anything that I've shown you in JCE can be customized. It can be turned on, it can be turned off, it can have default values. And we can do all sorts of, so here you can see I can set the default values for the resize widths and the crops and the thumbnails. So you can set anything that you want to set. So I've gone to the file browser part, the bit that we've moved from the bottom to the top. Yeah, so this is the same for the Media Manager, for Image Manager, and for File Manager, which we'll see in a minute. And there's a thing here called File Directory Path. So what's that? Well, that's /images. Yeah, that's the one that's the Joomla's default folder. Yeah, if you don't want it to be Joomla's default folder, you can move it and you can define it here. But you can do something else. When you hover over everything, you get tooltips, like in most extensions. JCE's got a nice feature. If when the tooltip is on, I can click, and the tooltip is now fixed on the page. I can move my cursor around. I can copy and paste from this, and I can also take screenshots.
How did you make that happen?
Just by, once the pop-up's open, just click on the page. Yeah, and to get rid of it, you'll see now there's a little cross in the top, and you just click on that. So if there's any developers in the room, I do appeal to you to actually use this feature. But you can actually, in the Bootstrap one, instead of doing this click on, you can do a delay that's quite long, which is what Akiva Backup has done in the latest version. And you probably can't see, but here it says that I can make the image path to be $username. So when each person logs into the site and uploads an image, it automatically goes to /images/Brian or /images/Mary.
So they can get their own?
Yeah, so they can have their own. And you can set in the other options that they can't move into other people's. But instead of just doing the username, you can do the user type, the profile, the group, or even the year, the month, and the day. So you can actually say 2012, 2013, etc. And you can do combinations of them as well. So you can really do /Brian/year. Yeah, so you can do all of that. So just click off that. So that's quite fun. I'm just going to click Save and Close, so I've got those things saved. I'm going to go back to my article manager, and here's my article, and when I click on Media Manager, yay! Doesn't that look better? Yeah? There's only one sort of slight bug, which is I think at one point all the images are up arrows, and of course they now should be down arrows, but you know, it's getting there. But we can do all of that stuff and customize it and everything. Now, who needs to insert documents into their articles? Yeah, quite a lot of people. And what you could do is you could just highlight the text, make it a clickable link to a file. But if you install the File Manager plugin, you can do a lot more. Let's select this piece of text here. Let's click on this icon here, which is for the File Manager. Okay, and it's going to let me give me the opportunity to upload the file or select the file I want. So I'm going to upload a file. I'm going to take this PDF, drop it. Oh, by the way, this file is called jab-sponsormatrix-2013.pdf. You know what? I don't want that to be the file name on the server. Click. It should have been 2014. Click off, upload. And it's just uploaded one called 2014. So I'm now going to insert, make sure I've selected the article. Oops. Do I want to replace the file link with the file name? So the bit I've highlighted with the new name. Actually, I don't. I'm quite happy. So I'm going to say no. And we can see here that's the text that I highlighted, which and I can give it a title if you're bothered about your semantics and stuff. And then down here we've got a layout option. And it's got icon, text, size, and dates. And right now the only one that's ticked is the text. Well, I want it to have the icon and the size and the date. Except, you know what, that's not the exact date, so just go in there, edit it. And we can do all of that. Do I really need to say it's 81.58K? Maybe that's a little bit too anal. So let's just change that to just say 80. Yep, so I've done all of that, I've got it how I want, I click insert, and look what it's done. There's a link, there's an icon there, which is a PDF icon. I didn't select PDF, I just said icon. It knows it's a PDF. If it was a Word doc, it would show a Word doc icon, etc. There's the clickable bit, the size, and the date.
So Brian, you're going to show them how they can change that to an American date?
No. Yeah. Ryan, I'm going to show them how to change that to an American date formats. Okay, let's just.
That's the other way around. The wrong way around.
Yeah. So I'm just going to do a new one. In fact, no. Let's just select that one again and just go back in here now. Before I do that. I wanted the icon and the text and the size and the date, but I wanted them in different orders. And I want the size at the very end. And you can just drag and drop them and make them how you want. And of course you can make that your configuration. So I'm going to show you, want me to show you how to do the date as a American format? Save and close, components, JCE editor, editor global, editor profiles, fold.
So you have to go into each of those profiles and change the order of the date?
To be honest with you, it's never something I've been asked before, so I don't know. I'm going to pass on that one and move on to somebody else.
I know where it is.
Okay. So that's the image manager and the file manager, and we've customized everything, and we've got our layout exactly how we want our layouts, and we're really happy. And it's all there on this website, and you know what, I've got 80 websites. Do I have to do this 80 times? No. What you do, let's just select this one. Tick. Let's click on export. And it's just saved a very small XML file. And then go to another site,
Is this Pro you're using?
This feature is a feature of, or there's no such thing as a pro. Yeah, JCE is JCE, and the add-ons are the image manager, extended file manager, and the media manager. Yeah, so JCE itself is just JCE. Everything apart from those plugins is part of the core.
But it's well worth the money.
Right, so I'm just going to go back into my profiles. This is on the different sites. I'm going to go browse, find where I saved it. There it is. Open, import,
And it just,
there it is. Yeah, so all I've got to do now is publish it. Yeah, and I've got that profile from one site onto the other, which is pretty cool.
yeah, very cool.
Okay, so let's go back to the live site. So there's a couple of other profiles you can save, and you can make one for the front end only, or one for just using a specific component, stuff like that. There's one here called mobile, because if you remember, there was the option to show it just on mobile devices or tablets. But actually, some people like it on a regular one as well. So I've gone in, I've made this mobile one already work on the desktop. So if I go into, and this is the mobile one. Yeah, what's the difference? It's bigger buttons. Why is it bigger buttons? Because you've got bigger fingers than you've got a mouse pointer. And this is the start of a lot of customization that's going to happen to JCE over the next months to actually make the whole interface default to a really snazzy, interactive, mobile, finger-friendly version. Yeah? So finger-friendly, so some of the things you could do, let me just switch. You could have, in theory, instead of having one button for all four of those, the different alignments, just have one, and if you hold it down, the others will pop up, and you just do that. Yeah, so that's something to come. Now,
If you want the date.
I'll come back to it. Okay. Yeah. So let me just go back to my other profile. Because we're getting towards the funky stuff now.
Finally.
Every WYSIWYG editor's favourite thing, Microsoft Word.
Bum, bum, bum.
So here's Microsoft Word in all its glory with nice coloured text. There's some bold italics, even some background stuff. And if I select it all and copy it and go into a brand new article and paste it in, yeah, does that look any good? Well, let's just go into full screen and let's switch on the source code button. And if you look at that source code, that is pure HTML. Do you see any Microsoft MSO classes? Yeah, they've all gone. The only thing, the bold from Word is strong. The italic is I. There's a coloured bit, which is span style equals colour / span. There's another bit with a background colour, span style equals background colour yellow / span. Exactly how it should be.
Does that work with OpenOffice?
Yeah, it should do. Should do. It's the same bug. It's the same bug. Yeah, so it should do. I haven't tried it for a while, but I don't see any reason why not. So there it is, nice and easy Word. Whilst we're at this page, this is the code view, and you can see its syntax highlighted. You know, the HTML is in blue, so it stands out, so you can see it. In this view, you've got find and replace, and if you really know what you're doing, you've got something called regular expressions.
What is this? Oh, this is the...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is the code view. So if you don't know what regular expressions are, don't worry about it. But if you do, they're incredibly powerful. So I'm just going to go back out of my source code view and back out of this. I'm just going to delete all of this. Okay. So now is the bit that Ryan is sitting there at home in London at the moment, worrying about, because this is the bit that you can't try at home now. This is the bit that's in JCE Beta Release 3. So here I am in Word, and I want to put an image in this document. That's fairly normal, yeah? So let me just see if I can remember how to do this in Word. Picture from file.
Do an undo because we had it there and deleted it.
Well, there we are, position. Okay, yeah, image, text. Let's copy and paste this and put this into JCE. Select all, copy. Let's go back to our website. Now, before I press paste, can everybody do one thing? Can everybody cross their fingers? Yeah? Okay, so now that you've done that, let's just paste. Okay, that didn't work. Am I on the right side? Okay, let's just... Good. This is the one it worked before. Okay, let's just try this again.
Copy it again, you might have to paste properly.
This is not the right one.
No, not really. It's not showing up.
Do you have that video?
Yeah. Okay, so in England there's a children's program called Blue Peter. And on the Blue Peter TV show, they always make toys and make models and everything. And they always say, when it gets to the hard bit, and here's one we prepared earlier. So, in best English Blue Peter fashion, here is a video that we prepared earlier.
Of how this works.
Yep. I think I'm off the screen. Okay, so there is my Word. There is the Word document, images, the text.
You look different in that.
Yeah, all right. There's always one smart ass in the room. Okay, let's start again. Okay, stop. Okay, so here is the Word document. Select the entire document, copy it. Yeah, do it. Okay, and go in here and paste. And look what it's done. It's put a placeholder in here with which you can resize and do other things. And if you click on that placeholder, it automatically opens up the browser in your computer, where you can select the correct image. It uploads it to your website, puts it in there, job done. Yeah, so here we have the second image. There we are.
Lovely.
So it's actually skipped the image manager part, done all that bit for you, and there it is directly in there. So that's the brand new bit that's in beta 4, soon to be released. So that's something that I'm quite excited about, because I think for my users, no matter how many times you tell them not to do Word, or they do Word and then they paste that in, well, that's okay, but what about the images? So the images are now all handled as well.
And so it's actually splitting the left and creating the margin and like really clean.
Yeah, really nice.
Wow.
If it was working just then, I would have shown you. It's exactly how you would want it to be.
And this is just...
Right, now, something that annoys me on a website, well, there's a lot of things that annoy me on websites, but something that annoys me on my personal website is the fact that I'm not a very good speller. Actually, more often than not, it's not that I don't spell very well, it's just that this hand works faster than this hand. So the letters get transposed when I type. See that icon there? Yeah? That's a spell checker. Yeah, it's built in. Yeah, it goes off and uses Google Spell and spell checks your documents. Yeah, no, it's great for you guys because Google uses American English, so it doesn't correct colour, which it does for me. But yeah, it's a full spell checker. It's right there within it. So there's no excuse. Yeah? There's no excuse. If you ever see my site with a spelling mistake, that's my fault. It's because I was lazy and didn't press the button. Yeah? How hard is that to press the button?
Yeah, would you just turn it on by default?
To spell check automatically.
I got
now.
2 questions. One's about the speller, and the other is...
You're only allowed one, so just do the first one. So choose which one you want.
Okay, the one I want is, do all these neat features work on Joomla 2.5 in addition to Joomla
Yes,
3?
yeah, if I was, I could have done, there's nothing that you've seen that doesn't exist on Joomla 2.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if I slip in the second question, what if we're inside, we're working for a big corporation that has...
Within a firewall. The
Within a
spell check will
firewall.
not work.
Right.
Okay, but because JCE's got configuration options galore, he's thought of that, and Linux servers have a library called pspell, and if that's installed on the server, you can tell it to use pspell instead of Google.
And if that doesn't work, you can do your browser.
Yeah.
You can change it to ask for the browser spell check.
Browser spell checker. Built-in browser spell checker.
Okay. Built-in browser spell.
What if our company requires everyone to use IE, not Firefox?
Tough shit, mate.
Learn how to spell.
Yeah, exactly. Learn how to spell.
So this tape is going to be up online. I can show it to our executive management.
I'm losing. Oh, this is something that. Let me just take that back. In this morning's video, I think it was in this morning's video, I talked about some of the interface changes of Joomla 3 and how those quick icons had gone from the middle and there are now lists on the right. If you're really observant, there's a new one just got installed when I added JCE called JCE File Browser. Yeah, and if you're on Joomla 2.5, it's now a big blooming icon, so you can't miss it in the control panel. If you click on the JCE File Browser, guess what? You get a file browser. Yeah, so it's the same file browser that you had as part of the Image Manager and Media Manager. It's just bigger. But you can do multiple uploads, you can do resizes when you're doing upload. So it does far more than Joomla's article, Joomla's Media Manager. And that's part of the standard JCE, it's not an extra. So you can do all of that, and that's quite very powerful and stuff. And of course you can create folders when you're doing this and all the rest of it. And multiple images all at once. You don't have to just do one. You just go upload. Probably not that folder, but that's probably. So 1, 2, 4. Okay, so one of those is too big. It's removed it automatically from the list, and you just go upload. Yes, it does them all in one go. Yeah, just nice and easy.
Can you
you're really pushing it now. You're really pushing it.
It's just about out of time.
Okay.
So what's your favorite things to finish?
Okay, so I'm just gonna really finish off, which is. This is my favourite part. I'm in the file browser configuration. So that's the page we've just been to, the Brian switch that we move up and down. And we saw before you can change the directory path and all that sort of stuff, which is this section here, the permissions.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That was going to be my
So this
question.
is the permissions. You see, I can read mine as well, Kevin. Folder create, yes or no. More importantly, probably folder delete, yes or no. Can you cut, copy and paste folders? Yeah? Can you delete the files? Yeah? Can you rename the files? Can you file them? One thing I've seen a lot on websites with multiple contributors is someone goes and uploads an image. Yeah? It's their company logo. And they think, oh, you know what, we've changed our logo, I'm uploading the new one, I'm just going to delete, which is called Logo 2013. And there's one on the server already called Logo 2012. I'm just going to delete Logo 2012 because we don't need that one anymore. Yes, you do, because that's been used in all your articles where it's referenced as Logo 2012. And so they just go delete, and you've got a load of broken images. So I quite often set the file delete and the file rename to denied. Yeah. So that's one of my favorite features. Basically, whenever I do JCE demos, they usually work because I'm not usually using a beta demo version. But
I spent all day.
You spent all day getting that ready for us. So thanks very much, Ryan, for trying. Every time I've done the JCE, I've done this JCE Hidden Secrets presentation, whatever you want to call it, about 5 times now. Every time it's different, every time I've shown something different. But I am going to end it up with what I said to you at the beginning. Put your hand up if you, sorry, everybody put their hands up. Okay, put your hand down if you knew all that stuff.
Wait, I misinterpreted your question.
Right? Okay, so everybody's learned something new. So thanks very much.
Yeah.
Put the URL up there.
And everyone say thank you to Ryan. And if you want to get the URL for JCE is joomla contenteditor.net.